As this beautiful sun pierces through the vast Hwange National Park in northwestern Zimbabwe, underneath it lies a deadly form of poaching taking place in this 15,000 square meter animal jungle. This is what remains of these huge elephants brought down to their painful deaths through chemical poisoning by poachers. This form of poaching is the new tool of choice by these criminals as they hunt for elephant tusks to satisfy a huge appetite for ivory on the Asian continent. We flew over the Hwange National Park with a delegation of 4 Zimbabwean cabinet ministers to witness the latest attacks on these elephants. The scene that we encountered was gruesome. The cruelty went over and beyond previous forms of elephant poaching. These poachers are putting cyanide poison meant for mining in water wells and salt licks which help these elephants gain appetite. Within the past 5 months, at least 90 elephants have been poisoned to death in this park alone for their precious tusks. The only thing that stands between these poachers and their prey are these men trying to stop this brutality. These rangers are badly paid and are only about 40, covering an area that requires at the very least 500 men to stop these poachers. At their headquarters inside Hwange National Park, these memorial plaques serve as a reminder of what could happen to the rangers if the poachers get their way. This form of poaching elephants by poisoning them with the deadly cyanide has been going on for over 2 years in Zimbabwe, according to animal rights campaigner John Rodriguez.
2 years ago, I actually reported that the Chinese were using cyanide in bread in the monopools area. That was 2 years ago. I hope the new minister that comes in prevents this from happening. I mean, in 2-3 months, we've lost, 80 elephants? It's unheard of.
The Environment and Climatic Affairs Minister in the new government of Zimbabwe was distressed by this latest dark chapter in Zimbabwe's wildlife history.
Well, this is a terrible situation. The sophistication of the poachers using cyanide, I think this is for a very serious concern to us as government, and we now have to work very hard with our sister departments in the security services. Certainly it's not just our local people, but there are some serious people behind it, and we need to flush out those elements, and we believe this is actually quite massive than what we're actually seeing here.
The vile depth of this poisoning has not only affected the elephants. Zimbabwe's tourism minister is now worried about the impact this disaster might have on tourism.
Our #1 product in Africa, not just Zimbabwe, is biodiversity, and it is your flora and fauna, really, and the people. Their peaceful coexistence is what we sell to the visiting international traffic. And to the extent that it disappears by way of mismanagement in conservation, disappears through disasters, ecological, like this particular one, criminal, like this particular one, then obviously the international source markets would be worried that they won't have anything to visit in the future.
The survival of these animals now depends on the ability of the Zimbabwean government and the international community in coming together in making sure that they beat these poachers. Hopewell-Chin'ono, Hwange National Park, Zimbabwe.